What's going on, guys? Eddie Dowd back again for another real estate tip. I'm a real estate agent. I'm here with Brian Sachs. He's a mortgage lender. And every single week, we come to you with another real estate tip because our goal is to make our viewers educated when it comes to real estate. So that way they can grow um, financial wealth and generational wealth through real estate, and just in general not make any mistakes and make the right moves when it comes to buying, selling, or investing in real estate. And today we're going to talk about, maybe if you have made some mistakes, maybe you've made some mistakes or had some hardship, not necessarily your fault. Some people fall into this boat and it's not of their own. Maybe they lost a job, had problems of business, change of industry, something of that sort. What we're going to talk about is bankruptcy and how you can buy a house, how long you need to wait, what it looks like if you are rebuilding. You had a bankruptcy, you're rebuilding, getting yourself back in the right lane and getting everything going for yourself. How do you get back into a home? How do you buy a home? What does that look like if you're coming from it not fresh, but you've already been there, had a bankruptcy, and you're trying to rebuild and buy after bankruptcy? Brian?
Okay, so there's a lot of confusion, Eddie, about this topic, so I'm glad we're covering it. The big confusion typically is people think they have to wait 7 to 10 years after a bankruptcy before they can buy a house. And the truth is, nothing could be further from the truth. For a VA or FHA loan, so if you're a veteran or you want to use one of the Federal Housing Administration programs, let's first talk about the kinds of bankruptcies there are. There is a Chapter 13 bankruptcy, which basically takes all your debts, puts it in a bucket, and you pay it back over a 3 to 5 year period. With the Chapter 13 bankruptcy, you could be eligible after 1 year of payments, as long as you've been making those payments on time and as long as the court, the trustee, agrees to allow you to purchase a home, which usually they do. Then there is a Chapter 7. A Chapter 7 bankruptcy is a complete elimination of your debt. And generally with the Chapter 7 for VA and FHA, you have to wait 2 years from the date you were discharged. Now, they do also have a little bit of a loophole in here that most lenders don't know about or talk about, and that is if the bankruptcy was due to an extenuating circumstance beyond your control, let's say it was a job layoff or a medical injury or the death of a spouse, you could be eligible again after 1 year. And as long as you can show that you're back on your feet, and what happened to you really was extenuating, you just didn't go out and buy stuff, you had a major loss of income or some other catastrophe happen, and it's behind you. Now, the VA program you can do with 0 down and attractive interest rates. The FHA you could do with 3.5% down and attractive interest rates. There are also programs out there 1 day after a bankruptcy. So you can declare bankruptcy yesterday, the court approved it, and tomorrow you can get a mortgage. But those programs generally have slightly higher interest rates, and they also require a little bit more money down, generally in the 20% range. But again, it's not a life sentence, because after the timeframes, you can always refinance out of that program and get yourself and a more attractive interest rate. So if you've had a bankruptcy or other credit challenge, even a foreclosure or a short sale, call Eddie and call me, and we can certainly look at your individual situation and determine if you would be eligible. And if you're not eligible right now, Eddie and I can put you into a follow-up program and give you some advice and give you some ideas on exactly what to do so that you have a plan, and we'll follow up with you to make sure you're on track, so when the time comes, you are ready to pull the trigger and become a homeowner. So Eddie, how do they get hold of you?
Yeah, they reached me at 410-588-6536. Yeah, I think that this could be a breath of fresh air to a lot of people. There's a lot of people that are out here, that have had a bankruptcy and they're thinking I have to rent or, I'm not able to buy for, X number of years. So this could be a great benefit. Share this to your friends, your family, on Facebook, Instagram, whatever social media platform, or just simply, hit share and send it personally to somebody who you feel may benefit from this, because it is great to be able to restart sooner than later and start to build that equity, and ultimately have something to pass down to your family versus maybe waiting another 7 years like you may think, or 10 years like you may think down the line. But yeah, thank you for sharing this today, Brian. How can they reach you?
443-471-8557. And we'll be back next week. If you like this, subscribe. We do this every single week. And if you also know someone that's in a challenging situation, or maybe they're not, they're ready to buy a home, Eddie and I pride ourselves on providing good information so that people know exactly what they're doing and are comfortable, because the only way you get comfortable, Eddie, is when you have knowledge, right? So
Exactly.
give us a holler, and we'll be back next week with another update for you.
And a lot of people are, outside of bankruptcy, a lot of people are in the struggle thought of, how do I get the money for that down payment? How do I get the money to buy? So remember, the
Home funded.
home funded. It slipped me for the first time in like a year. I've been like good for a straight year since it's really been a thing, and I have not missed the word until now. The home funded, where it works as a GoFundMe. You can contribute. Your friends, your family, anybody can contribute. It's a link. It goes directly towards the purchase of your home, and we give you $2,000. So check out that link below, fill it out, and we will see you guys next week.